Welcome to Season of AI 2.0. Hello everyone, I am Nidhi and it is my pleasure to welcome you all to Season of AI 2.0. Today we have the distinct honor of hosting Mr. Divakar, who is a technology lead at Infosys. He'll be sharing his valuable insights on expertise on Copilot Studio, a groundbreaking innovation in the field of artificial intelligence. Now, without further ado, I would like to invite Divakar to take the stage and enlighten us with his presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Nidhi. Thanks for the introduction. So, hi everyone. So, today we are going to explore how our latest Copilot 2 upgradation is going to help us with onboarding new businesses. And we are going to explore the latest AI features that they have incorporated into it. So, we'll just go through these slides and I'll walk you through what has been coming through. Okay. Nidhi, can you please share these slides, please?
Yeah, you need to present them first and then I can. Okay, perfect.
Okay.
They're now live.
Yeah, I'm presenting it actually. Can I go on?
They're live. Yeah, you can go on.
Okay, thank you. So, like Microsoft Copilot, it's been existing for quite some time. Okay, and the Studio version launched 2 years back. It has the basic Power Platform operations where you can orchestrate and do a lot of things with it. But right now, we are just going to explore more about it and with the latest changes in the Gen AI and how they've incorporated them into it actually. So before that, so my name is Divakar. I'm a software consultant. I expertise in backend systems, DevOps infrastructures, and currently on Gen AIs. So I also play with a lot of onboarding infrastructure things like scalable applications and a lot of microservices. Okay, so yeah, before that, so let's just understand that all these things started with the emergence with the new AI technologies. Okay, so right now AI is the groundbreaking technology that has been widely outspoken and it's been used everywhere, irrespective of the domain or the technology that you have been working on. So with the emergence of these Gen AIs, the industry has seen a wide scale in automations, new approaches to solving problems. Okay, and Microsoft has been playing a very key player in this field for quite some time, and they have been doing a leading research and development on this. So I believe everyone would have already used GitHub Copilot and ChatGPTs, all these things. Microsoft has been fueling a lot of innovations into it, and we are just going to explore more about it. So, as of 2023, um, it's said like around 64 percentage of the workforce has been improved with the AI infrastructures. Okay, so people were earlier commenting that AI is going to like break down the world, but with the emergence of Gen AIs, it's like it has given a new boost to the field of repetitive tasks. It is able to solve a lot of complex problems which earlier took a lot of time. So this is something that has been boosting people. So with respect to Copilot Studio, okay, this Copilot Studio is a platform which was existing already, okay, but with this recent boost, let's just call it as like Copilot Studio 2.0. Okay, so they have added a lot of dynamic AIs. Okay, kind of like a Gen AI improvements where you will be able to build your own Copilot, or you can use the existing models. You can orchestrate them based on your needs. You can feed in the data. You can manage your business flows and everything. Okay, so how does it work? Okay, so the latest 2.0, what it does is like it's able to connect to all our Microsoft 365 apps. Okay, and it is also able to store and analyze data, and it connects to the large language models. Okay, so what it does is like it receives the users queries. Okay, and it fetches the relevant data from the 365 enterprise applications. Okay, and it performs the analysis, feeds the data, relevant data into the large language model, and you generate an output. Okay, that is often like a business dealing things. Okay, and we are just going to see how it changes. Okay, so this Copilot Studio, it has been unified right now. Okay, the entire 365 applications are brought into a single place, and we have got an n number of plugins where you can connect to various data sources, starting with your Power BI and other things. Once you connect, you can perform a RAG model. Okay, so it's kind of like a chat bot where I could just ask a question regarding a document or anything, and it is able to like answer me. It will provide me the output. Okay, that makes really sense. And Microsoft, they have also added a full development cycle where you can build your Copilot with the knowledge base that you want to, and then you can publish it all within clicks. So it's kind of like a no code platform, and you don't need to like I mean, the traditional ways, like you need to train a model, you need to build them, you need to fetch the data, you need to monitor their accuracy, parameters, everything. All those things are like killed off. So this is a low code platform. Just bring in your data, okay, and you just need to like upload them, and you can also monitor its performance, fine tune it if necessary, and you can derive it directly, the insights from it, and you can also publish them directly. Okay, so the new capabilities, so the existing systems was running on power platforms. Okay, so right now what they have done is like they have built a asynchronous orchestration system where your models are capable of running things parallelly, and they are improved the memory management a lot. So all these things happens dynamically based on the load and based on the user needs. Okay, apart from that, they have also figured out a way to like monitor the confidence score of these answers. So let's just say that the answer that the chatbot gave me is not relevant, then I could like upvote or downvote it, and it those kind of data, those kind of metrics are captured on the backend. They are used, and based on that, the answer gets regenerated with a better confidence score. And we have also implemented a lot of guardrails. So guardrails are like they just prevent you from asking any sort of unethical questions. So the AI knows if the question is relevant or not, and it can prevent those kind of things. Okay, and this is the current feature actually. So the current setup involves like advanced NLP capabilities, wherein which the models are able to understand the questions that you put forth on a contextual basis. Okay, it will be able to understand what sort of question you are asking, what was your objective, and as long as the prompt or the question that you put in is relevant, it should be able to fetch the most relevant answer. Okay, and since it's tightly integrated with all the Microsoft applications, so it's able to like derive the insights much better and much faster actually. Previously, whenever we are doing an analytics like a manual method, like we need to understand the flow of data, we write code. I mean, we need a lot of computers to process it. Right now, it's made very simple, wherein which you just connect your data source into the pilot, and it does the remaining things automatically. So this is how the core architecture looks like. Okay, so if you look carefully, all the basic data flow channels, as well as the bot services and Azure AI services, are tightly integrated to this, wherein which you can connect to them, and it has also the basic things like the identity management and authentications and all those things, and the RAG, the entire AI model that runs as the core system. It is at the center where it is able to like connect to all its entities, plugins, and everything, and it is able to perform the analysis much better. So just going through how it works. So this is how the steps of answer generation works. So first thing is like you can use a public data, or a SharePoint link, and other OpenAI services, or upload data. And one new feature is like I can just give in a website's data, I'm in the website URL, and I can start asking questions out of it. Okay, as long as it doesn't breach the privacy policy of them, you can use it to like build a RAG model, summarize questions out of it, build endpoints, and even like um, question. I mean, even you can like ask questions out of it, and do a lot more things. Okay, so these kind of things have been done earlier with a manual approach where you have to do a coding and you have to do all those process. But right now it's like a click, like you just need to go choose your particular way of handling it, and Azure AI on the backend takes care of all the things actually. Okay, and even you can fine tune your model. Give You can also like set up custom instructions wherein which you can instruct the model not to explicitly answer questions out of the topic and those kind of things. Okay, so this is how they are doing it. Okay, so the framework involves like it's a faster deployment. Once you build your AI model with the necessary knowledge base that it needs, what it does is like there will be options where you can publish your entire chatbot with endpoints, and the ecosystem with Microsoft is much optimized where it's easier to maintain and manage. Okay, and the entire SDLC system is incorporated here, and in case if the model doesn't perform well, you've got ways to track it, and you can modify it, prevent it, and all those things. So with respect to this, we just need to understand what sort of changes is it going to impact the businesses in AI. Okay, earlier we were calling them as plugins, but right now they have renamed it to agents. Okay, so both are same, except which the agents act as like let's just assume that I'm an organization. Okay, and I've got a finance team, and I've got a logistics teams and other things. Okay, but I need to understand the correlation, what's happening between two of these teams. Okay, what it does is like earlier, like the RAG model will be able to answer only the data that I asked to a specific team. Okay, but right now Copilot brings in AI agents where it will be able to fetch the relevant data out of both the teams, and it will pass it on to my LLM models, and it will take the decision and it will show me the insights out of it. So these agents help me to connect to my data sources much easier and fetch the most relevant data. And it also makes sure that the model doesn't hallucinate. So hallucination is a biggest problem in LLMs, where the LLMs will automatically start thinking outside its box, outside its content, and it will produce us like false data. So these kind of things can be averted. So this is one such example where if you look closely, this is an employee onboarding system. Okay, so let's just say that I'm hiring a candidate and he has to complete certain questionnaires, he has to complete the onboarding forms and all these things. Previously, there used to be a person like an HR or the hiring recruiter team who has to send them manually, check them what's happening and all these things, right? But right now within Copilot Studio, all you just need to do is like bring in these blocks. Okay, you can assign them tasks such that like let's just say that once a new hire is detected on the systems, what it will do is it will start sending them the emails. Okay, and it will also alert me as well as like as well as capture the details like whether he has got the emails. If so, did he respond back? If there is any other queries, it will alert the particular user. All these things are automated. So doing it for one or two persons is easy, but imagine when your company scales to like thousand or lakhs of employees. In that case, using something like this really makes sense. It really saves the time for you to like do all these things, since all these things are automated. And due to the advanced NLP capabilities of these AIs, it can also easily understand if the user sends an email back to us asking for any queries relevant to the training. In that case, like I can add another step stating that just respond back with the appropriate answer or the help that the user needs. So all these things are automated with the latest Copilot Studio. So this is another dashboard where it shows the help desk. Okay, so let's just say that previously, like whenever I need any help, we usually reach out to our tech support, right? So what I can do is I can build an AI agent. Okay, so that will be able to capture. It's kind of like a chatbot where I will ask the questions. So previously, all the AI agents that we were using are based out of NLP basic stuffs, right? Most of the times they were not able to capture what's my concept, I mean what's my context of the problem. But right now, since with the emergence of Gen AI, most of the times I mean around like 80 to 90 percentage of the times, like people don't need a human interface. Okay, so the Gen AIs are I mean readily available to help them with all sort of tech queries. Okay, as long as you are ready to like upload all the relevant data to a particular project, and all the questions that are thrown at the agents, they can understand the context and they can respond back, and if not, prompt for the user's help. Okay, and they can also understand the severity, and they also track all these metrics, and they provide it on the dashboard such as this. Okay, so it shows us the session, how much time it has been escalated, and all those metrics are captured on the backend, and based on that people can decide how to move forward. So as we were speaking, like this entire 365 Copilot, so now it includes a large language model similar to ChatGPT. You get access to a lot of the models. Plus, it has a tightly integrated to Microsoft 365 application and then the Microsoft Graph. This is a proprietary thing where all the knowledge base is something like the documents that you upload to it are stored inside the Microsoft Graph. Okay, so people can use them, and all the LLMs can connect to it and get the relevant data out of it. Okay, so these are the few of the best examples. So for example, if you see the number 4, summarize a document. So all you need to do is just upload the document and ask it to summarize it, and it will do it. And so number 2, again, summarize the email. So if you're I mean if you're a user of Microsoft 365 Outlook, in that case there will be an option provided, so you don't need to like read the entire email to understand it. Instead, just ask it to summarize it. It will just create a quick draft out of it, and it will show you the key relevant points that is needed for you to move forward actually. So similar to that, you have got a lot of things. Okay, it's able to capture the MOMs. It can even write documents or anything relevant to your project. Okay, it can also translate, and all these things are in the runtime, and they are pretty good. Okay, so Microsoft has integrated all these LLM features closely into its architecture. Okay, so again, this is the flow of how these virtual agents are working. So previously we used to have them as a separate module, but right now they're connected into I mean the Microsoft ecosystem. Okay, and yeah, so this is how you can build your own copilots. So basically, like if you see for the first one, like the travel and transport industry, so all the managed bookings and changing my trip dates, and checking out the weather of the location, all these things can be done by the copilot. So I can explain to you with a scenario. So let's just say that I have booked my flight to India. Okay, and it's on like 10 days from now. But what copilot does is it will check um, when am I going to land, and what's the weather prediction out of it, and what's the temperature and all those things, and it will keep me updated with the insights. Okay, apart from that, it will also check the bookings and all those things, and it will finalize the trip, and it will take care of all my book final boarding and all those charges. So similar to that, it can do a lot of things: customer service, financials, operations, sales. Okay, so all these things where these are the few of the places where Copilot will play a crucial role. So soon, we'll see how to build our own Copilot. Okay, so this is one, and ad agents. So ad agents is nothing what I was said earlier. Like they are basically the plugins where you can connect them to internet or connect them to any of the sources where you wanted to pull some data, and they can do all the relevant things. And yeah, we'll go for a quick demo on how to use it. So let me share my screen. Okay, so this is how the Copilot Studio looks like. Okay, so everyone who has a official email ID can register for it. It's kindly free. You can try out most of the basic things. So this is the custom Copilot that we are planning to create now. Okay, and apart from that, you can also create it with respect to certain domains, as well as to connecting within Microsoft ecosystem. Okay, so if I go on with the custom Copilot, so if you see, this is how it looks like. Okay, so let's just say that it's asking for the name, description, and instructions. And knowledge is something where you upload a source document. So out of which I can ask questions out of it. Okay, and apart from that, if you look closely these topics, this is where I can manually ask it to say a greeting and those kind of things, and it'll respond me back based on it's kind of like a standard conversation prompt. Okay, and actions are specifically um just to say these are kind of like a connectors or to my Excel, or weather, or sending emails and those kind of things. So I can bring in those kind of functionalities too based on the user input, and finally I can publish them. Okay, so I'll just show you a small demo. So let's just see that this is a oh, sorry. So yeah, topics. I can show you that, and knowledge based topics actions. Yeah. So this is how it will be. So this is a chat based model where if I ask it a question, hi, how are you? It's going to respond back. See, it's not able to respond. So let's just say hi. See, because in the greeting, in the topics, in the greeting, the default greeting is not enabled. Okay, so you need to add those things manually. Okay, so if I do that, it'll respond back. So I can say hi, how are you? It will build the most appropriate answer, and see the trigger. So if I ask hi, how are you, or how are you doing, or those kind of things, it'll say it'll respond back. Okay, apart from that, I can also click send message. I'm good, how are you? Okay, and when I hit save, what it is going to do is it's going to feed the model on the backend, and it's going to update these data on the backend. So next time when I ask the same question, see, I'm good, how about you? So these are kind of like the default templates. Okay, coming back to the other most important thing and the most interesting thing too. So this is called as knowledge base. So knowledge base is something let's just say that for a demo, I'm just going to upload a Python document. Okay, so the document is something like this: introduction to Python programming, where it has the basic details about the Python and all those things. Okay, what is Python and what are the functionalities and about its programming language and everything. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach the Copilot to explore more about this topic and respond back on that. So, as I said, like I can upload a file or get it from a website and all these connectors. Okay, but for time being, we'll stick with the file. Okay, for the file, let me just upload it shortly. So I'm just uploading it. So what happens on the backend is, so once I upload it, all this data is converted into vectors and it's stored in the um, Microsoft Graph, which we saw earlier. Okay, so graph is something kind of like a vector database where all these data are converted and stored in backend. Okay, and whenever I ask questions relevant to that, what happens is like it will just go look through the document or the vectors, and it will fetch the relevant context and it will feed the LLM, and the LLM will respond based on the data, and it will respond me with answers. Okay, so let's just give 1 or 2 more minutes. It should be done shortly. So this is like a one-time thing. Okay, once you do it, all you just need to do is like hit publish, and this API is available for everyone to connect, and you can ask questions out of it, and the copilot will be able to answer or respond back to it. Okay, so people would be asking like, what if I ask a question that's out of this document? In that case, it won't be able to respond. Okay, so yeah, we are good. So I just uploaded it. So now give me a Python program to add two numbers. I'm not sure whether this question is already present in the document or not. Okay, let me refresh it. Oops. Oh, sorry. So it's still on. It hasn't been still ingested fully. The file has been uploaded, but still like the backend work, where as I mentioned, like it has to convert it into vectors and stored. Only then like I'll be able to use it. So that's why. So this is an example where since it's not having a knowledge about it, it's not able to respond back, and that's why it's saying like I'm not sure. Okay, so yeah, my knowledge. Okay, it's still pending. Let's just skip. I mean, this feature. So what happens is like this. All these things take some time. Okay. Eventually, it happens faster, and since it's a one-time load, it's manageable. So apart from that, yeah, it will also give us analytics from Power BI. So all the questions that I ask, it will get updated here. Again, this is a batch load, so it will take a few more minutes to get uploaded. Okay. So meanwhile, like we'll explore other possibilities. So this is a feature where what I'm suggesting is there will be a prompt on the backend stating that the LLM should only respond to the queries that are asked with respect to the document alone. Okay. If not, it will not respond back. Okay. But I can also enable this functionality where the LLM will have its own knowledge. Okay, the generalized knowledge base, which with which like it can also I mean whenever I'm asking a question, it will if the data is already present on its own knowledge, then it will respond back with that. But let's just wait. Okay, still it works. Okay, meanwhile I'll try to enable. So I've asked a question. So if it's already present to its knowledge base, it will respond back with that. See, it is able to do it. This is AI generated content. Okay, and it's been fetched from some sort of source on its backend. Okay, see, okay, now my thing is ready. So now let's disable it. Okay, cool. So now it's ready. So let me just ask it to multiply. See, it's able to give me the answer. So it also has the upward, downward, and if you see here the references. So it has gone through this document. This is where the reference is taken, and it has generated this with a proper explanation of it. Okay, and if you see, this is how the trigger works. So actions and analytics. Again, let's just hope it gets updated. No. Yeah, it should take some time to get updated. But eventually, this is how the workflow works. Okay. And you can also publish this with a simple publish button. So, yeah, it will take, again, it is going to take some time. So, you can publish it, you can test it with a lot of things. And eventually, the document, whatever I have uploaded, yeah, it's published now. Can be accessed anywhere. And you've got also basic tutorials to doing it. Okay. So, coming back to the topic. Yeah. So coming back to that, so all these document, whatever I uploaded, it might be a proprietary data, right? So these kind of data are stored within the Microsoft servers with very high security, as well as they follow a lot of compliance certificates. So your data is maintained securely and safe. And apart from that, there is a governance team which overlooks how the AI works. Okay, so it doesn't make sure that I just make sure that it doesn't go rogue or it doesn't hallucinate, and all those things. All these services are taken on the backend. So these are the things that happens on the backend of the orchestration. So my data and the foundation model, AI infrastructure, and this entire orchestration is taken, and it's maintained carefully by the Microsoft team on the backend. Okay, and again, Microsoft is a trusty player for in the field of AI and in all other fields for quite some time, and they have given their full commitment towards it. And right now, they are pushing towards AI-driven services a lot. And I would urge every one of you to give a try with the Copilot services, as it's totally free. You can build your own models and publish it to all your projects, and they're pretty good at it too. Okay, so I guess I'm done for it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, hi. As we conclude today's session, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to Devakar for sharing his invaluable insights on Copilot Studio. Your expertise and knowledge has greatly enriched our understanding to this exciting technology. Thank you all for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you in future sessions. Thank you.
Thank you, Nidhi. Thank you, everyone.